Okay, Tom. So what year were you drafted into the Army?
1942.
And tell me about Anzio Beachhead. What year was Anzio Beachhead?
1943.
And when you were being shipped there to Anzio Beachhead, what did they tell you the night before?
Well, they didn't really tell you that. Only they told the officers, but they wasn't telling any of the men to get them upset, you know. And well, we left Sicily for to go to Italy, see, and we fought the war in Sicily, and it only lasted 38 days, and then we went on and made the invasion of Salerno.
Now, were you wounded on Anzio Beachhead?
I was wounded on. I'm not sure which one is which. Right now, I'm kind of confused. But it's on my discharge, and my son has that now, because I give him all my personal property.
Yeah. Well, what happened to you on Anzio Beachhead?
Well, I was shot through. I had shrapnel through my hand, and then shoulder, and
Now, I know you also won a Purple Heart. What did you do? What happened?
Oh, I got the Purple Heart. That's for being wounded.
Oh, okay, but you saved a man, too, from Berryville, Virginia.
Oh, I saved another man, sergeant. My sergeant, Garland McClary, and he lived over on the mountain at Bluemont. And
what did you do?
well, we was wounded early in the morning, and about daylight they started shelling us, and we had to stay there all day long, and you couldn't get out till dark, because people, they were sitting right up on the mountain looking right down on you, and they could see you, and you couldn't get it moved till dark. And then I got out of there and went to the headquarters, and told them that the sergeant was wounded, and I had to dig a hole in pretty minute. It had gullies like about 3 feet deep if the water run through, and it was so close to the ocean the farmers couldn't farm it, and because the water stood in there. And they dug all these trenches through the farms all around so the water would seep out into that, and then you could farm the other part of the land. And I dug a hole in pretty minute, rolled him back up in there, but he was wounded in the back. He lost a kidney and everything, lung, and then he was took back to the hospital back at Naples, Italy, and then I went back to Naples too, and then I went into a headquarters company, and they would draw people out of there for other outfits if you was wounded, and what it depends on what was wrong with you. And on my papers, I had on there that I was supposed to be shipped back to Africa and then sent home, but they didn't do that. They sent me to this hospital, and I worked with the hospital drawing prisoners and stuff, and the hospital was place for Italian ministers and stuff and nuns.
Yeah.
That's what the building was then.
It was a monastery.
Monastery.
Okay.
And that's what they had the hospital set up in.
Ah.
And then I stayed there until I come home and
Yeah.
was shipped out. Well, they didn't ship us out from there. They sent us back to Naples, Italy. And the embarkation place was there, and then they started shipping them out from there. And they picked out different places, and one place, like if they was coming to Virginia, we've come in a place called Patrick Henry.
Yes.
And then they shipped us to Baltimore, and was discharged from there. And that all.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna make a part 2, and I'm gonna ask you to tell us again about the Italians in just a minute.